Welcome. It's Facts You Don't Know. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more, and first make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything.
On his deathbed, this little boy whispered 5 words that broke his mother's heart. Listen. There is absolutely nothing more unimaginable as a parent than suffering a child's death. When these cute little humans come into this world wide-eyed, we have one task, and that is to protect them. But for so many parents, their little ones' lives are cut short and a piece of their heart is ripped out forever. In February, after an 18-month struggle with rhabdomyosarcoma, a cancer that forms in the skeletal muscles, the mother of 3 from Leonardtown, Maryland, lost her 5-year-old son, Noah. It's been 2 months since 4th of February, Nolan passed away. Ruth took to the Facebook page of Nolan Strong to recount her last days with her son. 2 months. 2 months since I've held you in my arms, heard how much you loved me, kissed those sweetie pie lips. 2 months since we've snuggled. 2 months of pure absolute hell. Ruth admits she's been wanting to write about those days and the precious moments she's held captive in her heart for a while, but understandably, it seemed impossible. His last few days shined with how amazing my son is, how beautiful he is, how he was made of nothing but pure love. The last time she took Nolan to the hospital was on February 1st, 4 days prior to his death. What children pick up on, and their discernment in adult-like situations, is unbelievable. Ruth says she knew something deeper that day was wrong with Nolan, and she feels he knew it too, strange enough. She explains that their visit with the doctor that day ended up being a visit with Nolan's entire medical team. When his oncologist spoke, I saw the pure pain in her eyes. She had always been honest with us and fought alongside of us the whole time. But his updated CT scan showed large tumors that grew, compressing his bronchial tubes and heart within 4 weeks of his open chest surgery. His cancer was spreading like wildfire, and doctors had concluded that it had become resistant to all treatment options. The plan would be to keep him comfortable as he was deteriorating rapidly. She spent some time trying to wrap her head around the idea of life without Nolan as best as she could before composing herself and heading in to see her sweet little boy. In his room, Nolan was sitting in Mommy's red chair with his tablet. Moments later, the two of them were curled up next to each other, having a conversation Ruth will never forget. "But it hurts so, breathe, doesn't it?" "Well, yeah. You're in a lot of pain, aren't you, baby?" "Yeah. But this cancer stuff sucks. You don't have to fight anymore." "I don't? But I will for you, Mommy." "No, Poot. Is that what you have been doing? Fighting for Mommy?" "Well, duh. Nolan Ray, what is Mommy's job?" "To keep me safe." With a big grin. "Honey, I can't do that anymore here. The only way I can keep you safe is in heaven." My heart shattering. "So I'll just go to heaven and play until you get there? You'll come, right?" "Absolutely. You can't get rid of Mommy that easy." "Thank you, Mommy. I'll go play with Hunter and Briley and Henry." The next day was full of paperwork and getting things in order. Nolan slept most of the day while Ruth arranged hospice care, all of his medications, and even his DNR. I cannot explain to you what signing an emergency responder, do not resuscitate order for your angelic son feels like. Everything was set for Nolan to go home and for their family to have just one more night together. But when he woke, Nolan was once again concerned only about his mama. He gently put his hand on mine and said, "Mommy, it's okay. Let's just stay here, okay? My 4-year-old hero was trying to make sure things were easy for me." So they stayed, and Ruth says the next 36 hours were filled with playtime, YouTube, shooting Nerf guns, and as many smiles as possible. In between Nolan's long stretches of sleep, the 5-year-old even wrote up a will and planned his funeral. We laid in bed together and he sketched out how he wanted his funeral, picked his pallbearers, what he wanted people to wear, wrote down he was leaving each of us, and even wrote down he wanted to be remembered as, which of course was a policeman. Around 9 p.m. on Nolan's final day here on Earth, Ruth asked him if she could take a shower. He reluctantly said yes, then positioned himself so that he could see her when she came out. I stood at the bathroom door, turned to him and said, "Keep looking right here, Poot. I'll be out in 2 seconds." He smiled at me. I shut the bathroom door. Ruth details the final moments of her son's life, saying that after she closed the bathroom door, Nolan shut his eyes and fell into a deep sleep. When I opened the bathroom door, his team was surrounding his bed and every head turned and looked at me with tears in their eyes. They said, "Ruth, he's in a deep sleep. He can't feel anything. His respirations were extremely labored. His right lung had collapsed and his oxygen dropped." I ran and jumped into bed with him and put my hand on the right side of his face. My angel took a breath, opened his eyes, smiled at me and said, "I love you, Mommy," turned his head towards me, and at 11:54 p.m., Sergeant Roland Nolan Scully passed away as I was singing "You Are My Sunshine" in his ear. Ruth says her son died a hero. He used his last breath to ensure he was protecting those he loved. He took on the job of his mom and dad. Rather than letting them protect him and keep him safe, Nolan only ever concerned himself with taking care of others. All Nolan ever wanted to do was to serve and protect others. He did just that all the way up to his last breath and continues to do so every day. He loved his family fiercely and every one of his friends. Like any mother, Ruth only wishes her son could have had more time, and that she could have seen amazing hero he would grow up to be. She says now even the smallest things serve as a constant reminder of the emptiness that consumes so much of her heart and life. My son was terrified to leave my side, even as I showered. Now I'm the one terrified to shower, with nothing but an empty shower rug now where once a beautiful perfect little boy laid waiting for his mommy. Ruth says her hope is that funding and research would lead to a cure for childhood cancer.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.